Hi, this is Marie Manucherry. I thought today I would offer a few tips on how to get answers from your spirit guides. And yes, you do have spirit guides. Before you decided to live in this beautiful place that we all live in, Earth, you were strongly recommended to pick spirit guides, and I'm sure you did. I often, when I think of this moment in time before we were in our physical forms, I often see like a catalog that appears out of nowhere that has all these different spirit guides that can offer all kinds of help or information or support while we are in the physical reality. But my spirit guides have told me there's not a catalog, it's literally a hologram. So there's a hologram that you got to witness and experience in full color what it would be like to be guided by certain individuals. And you picked them, you picked many of them, most likely. Sometimes I see double digits in terms of spirit guides that are guiding someone currently living on planet Earth. I only have 3, so I'm not one of those fortunate people to have many more guides. After you've picked your guides, they have been caring for you in extraordinary ways from the moment you were conceived. And their connection to you isn't always obvious. They're in the background. They're kind of hiding out in a far away from you in a way, because you have free will and you get to do whatever you want. That is one of the strongest laws in the universe, free will. But if you've learned how to quiet your mind and how to relax and how to not overthink or analyze, you've become aware of that voice in the back of your head or those impressions or feelings that come over you that are encouraging you to do something that your mind is telling you not to. And I don't mean that these are bad things. These are good things. These are different things. These are exciting things because your spirit guides know all your natural gifts and talents. They know the history of the previous lifetimes that you've lived already. So they know your personality pretty well. And they also know what you wish to create and discover during this lifetime. Having a relationship with them, a somewhat conscious one, will benefit you in extraordinary ways. So first of all, you now know, if you didn't know before, you have spirit guides. And you can ask them questions. Before you sit down to have a moment with yourself to ask them a question, I would love for you to find something in your surroundings that makes you feel happy. I'm thinking of the orange blanket over my shoulder because I really love that color. So as I'm talking to you, I'm allowing myself to experience something that brings me joy because it heightens my frequency. And your spirit guides live in a completely different vibration, a vibration that is much more expanded than our physical reality. The vibration here on Earth is not always the highest frequency. You can find it, you can develop it, and allow it to be a high frequency for you. But most human beings aren't exactly happy and don't allow themselves to maintain happiness for long periods of time. It's just an old pattern. We're working on it. We're getting better. So find a way to be happy for a few moments before you create this question or before you formulate the question, because you may know what you want to ask your spirit guides, but how you ask the question matters. That would be my second tip. Get the question right. Don't use negative words or language. Use the phrase highest good. So let's say you were contemplating buying a new car, but you're not even sure what kind of car to get. Should it be new or used? You're not sure what brand or model to even research. You're not sure, you're confused, but you have this feeling that you need a new car. So after you found something to make you happy, you've shifted your energy in some way, and it doesn't have to be about your spirit guides or the question you're asking. It can be anything, but it needs to be an authentic feeling. Go ahead and sit down, have a piece of paper and write on it, please express to me whatever is in my highest good about acquiring another vehicle. I like to use different words than what you normally use in your everyday language, because what we're wanting to do is not be so comfortable with our thoughts, that our thoughts can be disruptive, they can interrupt our vibration even. So I changed the word from car to vehicle. I don't usually use the word vehicle. So be mindful of your language and use other words that have the same meaning but are going to make your mind be just a little bit quieter. So write it down on a piece of paper, then you're already happy, hopefully. Refocus your mind if you need to on something that brings you some sort of joy. And then ask the question, either out loud or silently. I like to ask questions out loud. And then what I'd love for you to do is leave the experience. Go for a walk. Pour yourself a lovely cup of tea. Do something, and don't think about the question, because once we get the mind involved, that has a tendency to separate us from our vibration and connection to the multisensory world. So even if your guides are screaming at you in a kind way, because they only scream in fun, kind ways, the answer, you may not be able to hear it or experience it because the mind has gotten involved. So detaching, letting go from the question is probably the greatest gift anyone could give themselves, especially people who want to have more of an intuitive experience in life. You have to learn to let go. Even if the question is so important and you need an answer so desperately, you're going to have to let go of it and find something that will relax you, detach you, and allow you to be more present, because it's in the present moment that you'll hear something, see something, feel something that would be the answer. And it typically will be nothing that was even remotely close to what your thoughts were. So let's say if we're back to the subject of, would it be my highest good to get a new vehicle? And you go on a walk afterwards and you're not thinking about the question, and you're watching yourself. You're making sure you're not getting obsessed or overthinking that answer. Where is that answer? Where did it go? Are there spirit guides? What's going on here? And then all of a sudden you get a picture in your head of a dealership that you've shopped at once, maybe 20 years ago or 10 years ago. You never think about it, you never drive by it, but it just came spontaneously into your awareness. I would check out that dealership. I would follow that lead. I would investigate that spontaneous moment that seems unimportant or silly or not at all like an answer, because those are the answers you want to follow. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.